Hey Gamehead, if you are here, you are probably bored of playing the same old games and you like to mix things up with new ones. I know, I have the exact same problem. Anyways, for whatever reason you might have come here, July has got you covered with some really interesting new releases, and like always, let's talk about 10 pretty amazing ones. Let's get on with it, shall we? First off, we have Harry Potter Magic Awakening, one that has been making the rounds for quite a while. It's a beautiful card collection RPG that dives into the wizarding world of the pretty famous book and movie series Harry Potter. You get to explore the wizarding realm as a student of Hogwarts, collecting over 70 cards to do real-time magical summoning battles with players, all while experiencing a neat story set 10 years after the defeat of Voldemort. It's an open world game with free exploration and you get to choose a wizarding house. There are also customization options and the combat and graphics look and feel pretty amazing. The game is available on all mobile platforms, is around 2.3 GB in size and is only playable online. Next up is Space Survival. Imagine being the last survivor of a massive, now malfunctioning starship lost in the unknown stretches of the cosmos. Honestly, it's terrifying. You explore several planets to find essential survival resources while mining ores and minerals to craft, build, and repair your damaged ship. There are also star citizens to encounter, open world to explore, hostile alien wildlife to battle to get resources from, dozens of craftables, and space exploration. Think of it like Crash Land but without the goofy fun vibe and hopping aesthetics. Anyway, it's engaging and the dimension is playable offline with a free version as well. Space Survival is available on all mobile platforms with 98 MB of storage cost. Next up is Neon Rider, a futuristic motorbike racing game with intense racing action mixed with combat and cyberpunky colors. The streets of your home are overrun by a corporation henchman and it's your sole duty to clear them out. It's a solid racing game with combat pretty similar to Road Redemption. That is, you get satisfying head bashing action and cool explosion. It's available on Android alone and it's about 84 MB in size and it's also playable offline. Imagine having a tower defense game, but it's also open world. That's the premise that Dwerve runs with. In this brilliant game, you play as a young dwarf tinkerer who adventures into a ruined kingdom and unearthing the lost technologies of the ancient warsmiths in order to defeat the dreadful witch queen Vandra and her armies of bloodthirsty trolls and monstrous creatures. It's a game with an open world, interesting engaging combat and colorful 2D graphics with a pretty nice story that has over 20 hours of gameplay. It's still only available on TapTap at the moment, coming to mobile on the 22nd of this month, and it's also playable offline and around 500 MB in size. Rage Knight is next on the list, a fighting game that honestly has sick moves and awesome characters, but if you're looking for engaging combat mechanics, sadly this isn't up your alley. The gameplay involves selecting from 3 fighting states which you can chain and watch your characters automatically attack, defend, or use power-ups. There is a single player mode to finish and a multiplayer mode to test out your learned skills with real-time players worldwide. The graphics aren't that amazing, but the voice acting is good and it still needs a lot of work on the HUD because, to be honest, it looks boring. Anyway, it's a pretty decent fighting title and is available on all mobile devices. It's free, it's playable online, and will cost your storage around 880 MB. High Energy Heroes is next up on the list, a brand new Chinese exclusive battle royale game that is simply a revival of Apex Legends. It has all the mechanics that made the now gone game great, with similar characters as well, but adds a Chinese flair or twist to it. The gameplay is simply amazing as always, with satisfying combat and awesome abilities, and the map look absolutely spectacular. It's a beautiful game that tries to revive the dead mobile title, but is still in its beta launch stage, and like I said, it's a Chinese game that hasn't gotten that much permission from EA, so you will have to follow some steps to bypass the lock and play the game. It's available on TapTap for pre-registration at the moment, so go check it out if you're interested. Oxenfree is next on the list. To be honest, I was surprised that the release didn't cause much of a stir, because the prequel was a really great narrative adventure game. Reluctantly, Riley, our main character from the first game, returns to her hometown to investigate the mysterious occurrences going on in the area. Armed with the previous experience and with an old high school friend, she investigates ghostly signals and supernatural activities, but what she finds is more than what she bargained for. A pretty interesting and enjoyable narrative where your choices greatly affect the entire storyline, giving it some serious replayability. It's a great sequel occurring 5 years after the events of the first game, with cool graphics, amazing story, and a cult to stop. The Netflix exclusive title is available on all devices. It's around 0.93GB in size, and as always, you need a subscription to play. You know, when we talked about space survival games, let's meet Auroria, a more beautiful and toned down version. This game has been in the making for years now and is finally available on mobile. You journey to the planet Auroria, a beautiful place teeming with wildlife and diversity. You get to explore this big and open world, collecting materials for unlimited builds and crafting fun in the beautiful sandbox game. You can go alone or with friends, and when you are done, it's up to you to defend from raiders and enemies alike. A simple, interesting game that looks a lot like the Ark Survival, but instead you play in space with a lot less difficulty. Auroria, a playful journey, is available for all devices in selected countries alone at the moment, scheduled for a global release quite soon. It's available online only and is around 1GB in size. That's for the APK. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is next on the list, a remake of the Final Fantasy VII franchise suitable for mobile. Experience both classic and new stories within the FF7 universe that cleverly switches from retro style graphics to a modern rendered graphic. The favorite characters are still here, and you can also customize each one of them with iconic gear and weapon to defeat powerful enemies in both solo and co-op mode. Yep, there is also a multiplayer mode. The 7th installment is in its pre-registration state at the moment, and the combat looks breathtaking with gorgeous controls and epic storytelling akin to the genre. It's available for all mobile devices with details in size still coming up. On the next one, we have Arena Breakout, the mobile version of the popular hardcore battle royale / survival game Escape from Tarkov. The game is much like most battle royale games at first, but the ultimate goal isn't to remain the last man standing, but to escape, for which you have to look for resources by any means possible, battling enemies if you must survive. It's well known for its sweaty premise and hardcore approach, and can be just overwhelming for new beginners. The graphics of the game are absolutely top-notch and look straight out of a console title, with realistic physics and fluid animation to further immerse you in. Mobile games are getting better, and this is a great example. It's available on all mobile devices, is free and around 0.95GB in size. Okay, that's it for July's brand new games to play, and please forgive me cause most of these games are only playable online, but if you're looking for offline games, it's right on your screen this moment, alongside other interesting videos like Netflix exclusive titles to play and whatnot. is your audacious host, P-Doc. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm out though.